will now be recorded.
Working with Mahiko is the seed company, a Maharashtra-based seed company. There, I worked as a senior finance analyst. That time, the SAP was implemented in 2000 year. I was an end user there, and I learned SAP there, and I worked in that company for another 3 years. Then I left the organization and I learned SAP and I started my career in 2007. Since 2007, I was into this SAP world, and I was uh, worked different projects in SAP uh, FICO module, and presently I am working for an implementation project in Saudi Arabia. Okay, and uh, these almost 20 years of experience in finance and controlling, these two modules I have covered, and uh, I have given even training also to different people who approached me to support them in the knowledge sharing part and all. This is what about my background, and can you just tell us your background also one by one, so that I will have what is the knowledge you have acquired already, and what you wanted to learn. These things I wanted to learn from you. Krishna Rao, my voice is clear to you?
Sir, audible, audible.
Yeah, can you just brief about yourself? What is your name, and what you are doing? What is your education background? Why you want to learn SAP?
Uh, my name is Krishna Rao, sir. Krishna Rao.
Mm,
I,
mm,
I graduated from Triple IT RK Valley in 2017.
okay,
Now I'm working in metallurgy-based steel company steel plants
okay,
in Ballari, located in Ballari.
okay.
Uh,
In which
Now I
area you are
want to
working?
switch production, blast furnace operations, steel industry, steel plant.
Yeah, that is steel industry, but your work is also into the plant or in the office, that company related office.
Plant, company,
Okay,
plant only.
okay.
Mm.
Yeah, got it.
Now I want to switch into tap.
Okay. You have any accounting background, account knowledge and all?
No.
Accounts.
I don't have any.
Okay.
No.
All right. Thank you for your information, Krishna Rao. Aishwarya, what about you?
Hi, I did my undergraduation in commerce, so I have
Okay.
knowledge of accounting. And after
Okay.
my undergraduation, I have worked in Deloitte for 2 years as risk and financial analyst.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to Canada and I pursued business analysis.
Okay.
I recently graduated, so yeah, I think SAP Fico complements my business analysis well, so that's why I wanted to get trained.
Okay. What about AJ means I'm not able to. What is the third person? Subbu, can you tell what is the third person's name?
Hello, my name is Ajaruddin.
Okay. Hi, Ajar.
I am same background from Krishna Rao, same college, same
Okay.
metallurgist. Yeah, I am
You have any accounts background or
from 2 years onwards. I am working in banking industry, bank
okay. Okay.
cooperative sector.
Mm-hmm.
I work 2 years for same steel plant and 2 years for banking.
Okay. Right. Some background. Okay, then. Thank you, Jardin. Okay.
Okay.
You can mute yourself. Krishna Rao, you also can. Now, let me explain about SAP. I am sharing my screen. Is my screen is visible to you all?
No.
Okay. Yeah. SAP is an ERP package. Okay. SAP comes into existence in 1970s. Okay. 1970, they called as ERP package, and they have started uh, preparing or creation of the ERP package. They have started in 1970s. There are two experts from IBM. They have started this package creation, and in 1983, the first version released into the market by the same those who developed that particular package. They released the first version of ERP. They used to call it as ERP. ERP is actually enterprise resource planning. Okay, enterprise resource planning. Why they have nomenclated this way is the purpose of creation of this package is to obtain maximum output from the resources what they have. A simple example, uh, I am getting 10,000 rupees salary for my job, suppose. Okay, the 10,000 rupees is my source. The source means resource. Okay, if I have the knowledge of how much amount I have, then I can plan my expenditure, I can plan my savings, I can plan my future investment, or I can plan how much expenses I incur. Okay, these are the different perceptions you have when you have a resource. Okay, that is the reason the resource should be there first. That means if suppose a company, there are four people have joined and they have started a company. Suppose the manufacturing of steel. Okay, if you want to know what is your resource, then what is the plant you have erected, that plant how much capacity you have, how much tons of steel you are going to generate from the plant. If you know that, then accordingly you can market that output, whatever the output you are generating from the plant, you can market according to that resource. Okay, you should have that planning. That is where actually whatever we have, that we should know first, this is our capacity. Then accordingly we can, if the market requires our product more, then we are in a position to increase our capacity. Okay, that is how this resource enterprise resource planning is going to work. That is the reason they call it as a simple way of ERP. Okay, now in ERP we have, while starting this SAP package, they have started with only materials. Okay, if you take any company, that company runs based on the production, based on the marketing. These are the primary resources. And second, third one is material procurement. Based on the sales, the production is going to decide, and based on the production requirements, purchases are going to make. Okay, these are interlinked. That is the reason first resource, first and primary resource is your sales. Based on your sales, your production can be increased or can be decreased based on the requirement. Based on the production, your purchases are going to increase or decrease. Okay, this is how interlinked all these things. Now when SAP or ERP started, that time they started with only material management. They call it as a material management. That material management module, that we call it as an module. Okay, this is where the first ERP has delivered with version. Materials management only was there. Now, once they have started this version and they have sold this ERP package to some consultant, some companies, then companies have started asking, we are able to control our materials, but we don't know how to control my sales. We don't know how to control my purchases. We don't know how to control my uh, HR resources. Okay, these are the different questions have come back to them. Then, according to the requirement, according to the market requirement, this ERP people, they have again started researching, and they have invented or they have added. These are the additional modules. This is finance and controlling module. This is sales and distribution module. PM means plant maintenance module. PRD means production module. HR means HR module. Okay, these are the different modules are added one after the other to the ERP package. Now this entire ERP package we call it as SAP. Since this product has been generated by these people who have uh, came out from IBM and started. Okay, now what SAP? SAP is actually the abbreviation of SAP is systems, applications, and products. This is the abbreviation of SAP. Okay. Now SAP, if there are two or three types of projects are there in the market. What are the market share of the SAP is almost 65 to 70% market share is now captured in the world, and other ERPs also there existing along with SAP.
హలో
Or
సార్
those,
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేశారా మీరు? ఏం కనిపిస్తలేదు.
I think entire screen. Okay, visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now this along with SAP, there are other ERPs also there. They are Oracle Financials. They call it as Oracle Financials. And similarly, we have PeopleSoft. Earlier, PeopleSoft was there. That is also another package. And JD Edwards is another ERP package. Like that, we have other JD Edwards. These are the different ERP packages are there. Why SAP is so popular, and what is the advantages of SAP compared to other ERPs? Okay, SAP is actually completely there is no geographic limitations for SAP, whereas Oracle and JD Edwards, they are limited to that particular country. Okay, if you implement ERP in a particular country, then you can use the facilities of the Oracle ERP on that particular country only. Suppose you have created one company in India, then you have implemented Oracle Financials in India, then your Oracle Financials software is going to support within India only. It will not support other than India. If suppose your company has created one more branch in Singapore, then you have to create one more ERP for Singapore company. You cannot use this Oracle whatever you have installed within India. Okay, these are the disadvantages of other other ERPs. Whereas in SAP, if you implement in one country, whatever the countries are there across world, the same package can be used by using the connectivity part. Okay, that is how this particular package has developed. That is the main advantage of this one. And I will go to projects. What type of projects we have? There are implementation projects, rollout projects, and support projects. Okay, these are the major projects we see within SAP. Whatever implementation project is nothing but a company has established and they don't have any software package at all as of now. Then they want to go for ERP. They have chosen SAP. Then if we implement SAP there, then that particular project we call it as a implementation project. Okay, and a rollout project is nothing but a company is there, and in that company already SAP is working with the previous version. There are so many versions are there since 1972 till 2018. They have released so many versions, SAP different versions. Okay, now the present version, whatever there in the market, uh, the company wanted to upgrade their existing ERP package to new ERP version. Then that we call it as a rollout project. Okay, this is the difference between implementation and rollout. And third one is support project. Support project is nothing but once the implementation is completed, after completion of the implementation, there will be 3 months to 6 months. There is a production support. We call it as production support. Means once the using ERP has started in the real time, and for 6 months, whatever the mistakes or whatever the issues they are encountering during day-to-day activities, then those issues will be resolved within that 6 months period. Okay, if once that 6 months production support period is over, then who implemented that SAP, they will leave that project and they will go for another project. Okay, that third party will come into picture and they will start supporting if there is any uh, software issues are generating. To resolve those software issues, the third party will come into picture and they will start supporting that particular activity. We call it as a support project. Okay, implementation, rollout, these are the support projects. Okay, this is how the projects are going to implement. They call it as uh, some people, they call it as migration projects. Whatever the rollout projects, we call it as a migration projects, and implementation projects we call it as a green field implementation projects. Okay, these are the different names we have, but broadly there are three types of projects are there in SAP. Okay, and now to cover these particular modules related thing, we have I am going to give support for FICO only, finance related support only I can give. And other modules, if you want to learn, then you have to join in another course separately. Okay, to complete this FICO, why we call it as FICO? FI means only finance related, reporting related things we are going to discuss in the FI module. And CO, these are the sub modules, we call it as a sub module in FICO module. The CO means internal reporting related issues or internal related reports related things we are going to discuss in the CO module. These are the two FICO. That is the reason we call it as FICO module. Okay, to cover this particular thing around 45 to 60 days we require per day 2 hours time. Okay, this is our plan. Okay, and now what are the advantages, other advantages of SAP? I am going to tell. There are two types of functionalities SAP is going to provide. Okay, what is those two types is OLTP and OLAP. We call it as in the module terminology, we call it as a OLTP and OLAP. What is OLTP means? Online transaction processing. This is online transaction processing. OLAP and online data analytics. That means the online reporting or online uh, we call it as actually data processing. Okay, this is how these are the two difference. What is the OLAP means? If you have a bank account, okay, and from your bank account you have withdrawn some 1,000 rupees, suppose. Okay, when you withdraw 1,000 rupees from your account, you withdraw at ATM. When you withdraw from ATM, immediately that transaction will appearing in your bank statement. Okay, online. That means when you withdraw, next second you will see an entry in your bank statement. That is called online transaction processing. When you withdraw at ATM, then the same entry will be appearing in your account statement at the bank. That is OLTP. And second one is OLAP. OLAP is nothing but once the transaction is completed, then if you have multiple transactions, if you take a particular month, okay, how many transactions you have done in your bank statement, then you will come to know based on the your by seeing your statement of account. Okay, that statement you can modify with weekly. How many transactions you have done, 15 days how many transactions you have done, or 45 days you have done how many transactions. If you want to know based on this data, whatever the transactions are accumulated in your account, based on these transactions you are going to do a reporting. That is called online analytical processing. Okay, these are the two things are available in SAP. Okay, and now I told about the geographical restrictions are not there in SAP. How it is going to leverage that condition is, if your company is in India and whatever the transactions you are processing in India will always with Indian rupees only you are going to use as a transaction currency. Okay, now your company has established another subsidiary in Singapore, then whatever the transactions you are going to do in Singapore with the Singapore dollars, not in Indian rupees. Am I correct? That way, if there is a within one company and within that company you have a subsidiary, both companies are together in one ERP, that is SAP ERP, and you don't need to have a separate ERP because your currency is Singapore dollar in Singapore. Within the same system itself, you can have Indian rupees currency as well as Singapore dollar currency also. Singapore dollar currency will be used for your Singapore company code, and Indian rupees will be used for your Indian company code. That way system is going to provide that facility to you. You don't need to go for a separate ERP for your Singapore country related company. Okay, that is one advantage. And the second advantage is you have a languages difference. In India we use different languages. Similarly in Singapore they use the Singapore language. Okay, now if you are implementing ERP package in India, then Singapore people now in India, if you implement ERP, then you may implement with language is Hindi, suppose. Okay, Singapore people they don't know Hindi, then they have to go for their local language. Their local language suppose is English. Then the ERP package will be implemented in Singapore with English language. Okay, within one system we have two languages. One language that is in Hindi in India and English in Singapore. Like that, you have there are 170 or 180 countries wherever the business transactions are happening across world. Then all countries will have their own languages. Okay, SAP is going to provide all whatever the 170 countries are there, 170 countries related local languages also available in SAP. Okay, when you implement one place, then that that particular package will work across globe by implementing respective local languages. Okay, that is another advantage, language. Similarly taxes. Okay, in India we have VAT tax is there. Singapore maybe they have a different VAT tax. Okay, this whatever Indian VAT tax and Singapore VAT tax may not be or will not be the same. Their percentages are different and our tax percentages are different. Okay, to meet this tax differences, you don't need to implement a separate package in Singapore. The same package whatever you are implementing in India, that package is going to support your Singapore VAT requirements as well as Indian VAT requirements. That is another advantage. Okay, this way it is going to give all types of supports within one package, one implementation uh, package itself. Okay, that is the advantage of this one. This is about the advantages of SAP. Now within finance, what are the things we are going to cover is we have within finance we have these are the different account types we have. What are the account types? Are nothing but whatever the materials if you are purchasing or services purchasing. Services purchasing means you are hiring a labor from through a contractor. Okay, that is one type of service. Similarly, some people are going to supply materials. Okay, those we call it as a suppliers or vendors for our company. Okay, these are the vendors we call it as in SAP terminology. Similarly, whatever the outgoing means whatever the final product we are manufacturing in our company, that we are going to sell to our customers. Then customers are another type of account type. We call it as in SAP terminology we call it as account types. Okay, suppliers who are who are supplying materials or services, customers to whom we are selling our goods, those are customers. Similarly, our company, whatever the company assets are there, those assets we call it as a asset module, asset account type. Similarly, whatever the materials we are using for manufacturing our final product, that we call it as a materials. and finally this is general ledger. General ledger is nothing but a combination of all these things will come under general ledger. Okay, these are the 5 account types we are going to discuss during this 45 to 60 days time. Okay, this is another account type. This and whatever, what about the master data, how we are going to implement these projects. Okay, if you take implementation project, as I said, the implementation means a particular company has been created in one country and that company doesn't have any software as of now. This is a new company and they don't know how to do their day-to-day transactions. That is the situation. In that situation, we are implementing SAP. Okay, at that point of time, what what type of activities we are going to do the in the implementation project? What we will do? We have to create 3 different systems. We are going to create. Okay, those systems we call it as the development system, and second one is quality system, and third one is production system. Okay, these 3 systems are required. 3 systems are why we require 3 systems means if you want to implement an implementation project, that implementation project, this hierarchy is required. Why it requires, I will tell now. Development system means this is the basic system, the first system, whatever the business we are whatever the business this particular company is going to do, based on this business requirements, we are going to develop a system, a ERP package in our development system, the first system. Okay, what we will do, we will discuss the business transactions with the management, that means company management. uh, what are the activities they are going to do on day to day basis, that we call it as a requirement gathering phase. We call it as a requirement gathering phase. In that requirement gathering phase, we take all the inputs from the business and we record those inputs. Input means information. We ask question, what is the business? Okay, what you are manufacturing? Okay, what to whom you are selling the goods, from which suppliers, are from which vendors you are procuring the material. All these questions we are going to ask the business team and we will get the information. Whatever the information we received, we put it in a document that we call it as BBP, business blueprint. We call it as a business blueprint. That business blueprint document we create, based on this business blueprint, we develop one system. That system we develop in the first system is this development system. Okay, then what we will do, we will test whatever the business scenarios they explained in the discussions. That business scenarios we are going to test in our development system. Once we call it as that particular testing, we call it as a unit testing. Unit testing means they during the discussions we received 20 business transactions, suppose. Okay, these 20 business transactions we are going to test one by one in the development system. Then we will check whether this system is giving the response, giving the output. Whatever we are expecting, that output this system is giving or not, we are going to test in our development system. Okay, then if we satisfy that whatever these 20 business scenarios, these 20 business scenarios are working fine in our development system, we finalize. And once we complete this one, then we move these the system, whatever we have developed the system, into our quality system. Okay, This quality system is nothing but whatever we have developed here, the same configurations or same setup will be there in our quality system also. Okay, here what we will do, we will ask these business people to test whatever the business scenarios, 20 scenarios you have explained to us. Okay, now these 20 scenarios are available in the quality system. You directly test in the quality system and confirm whether these 20 scenarios, business scenarios you told to us, those are working as your expectations or not. This quality system is going to test by business people. Okay, this is the second system. Once they test all 20 scenarios here, and they tell us that these 20 scenarios are working perfectly, or some scenarios are giving some errors, or some scenarios are not working according to our requirement, like that they tell in the quality system. Once they test the system, they will give the feedback. Then accordingly, if all 20 scenarios are working properly, then we don't need to do anything. We can move these changes to our production system finally. If the business team has suggested some modifications means some processes are not working as per our expectations, you have to change this process to this way, like that they guide us. Based on that input, then again we will change the development system again. Whatever the uh, quality system testing is completed, after that whatever the feedback we have received from the business, those changes we implement again in our development system, and again those changes we will move to quality system again, and we will ask again the business team to test again. Once they confirm, then the second time also all 20 scenarios are working perfectly, then only we call it as a uh, uh, UAT, user acceptance testing. We call it as user acceptance testing. Business users are going to test those scenarios, and they confirm by completing UAT. If once UAT is completed, that means this is perfect system. Now this perfect system is required for our future use also. That is the reason we don't disturb this system, we keep as it is, and we create one more system as a production client. In the production client, the business users are going to use in the production client only. This is nothing but our final system. That means whatever the implementation we did, finally it is going to reach to the production system, and business users are going to work with the business this production system only. These two systems are support systems for this production system. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now while implementing this particular project, we require different datas from the business. What are the datas we are going to ask from the business is, one is master data, second one is transaction data, and third one is cutover data. Okay, what is the difference, that also I will explain. What is the master data here means, if suppose uh, there is a vendors means suppliers or employees. Okay, this employees also we call it as a vendor only, because for this company, whatever the company we are going to implement, for this company, these employees are giving services to this company. That is the reason we call employees also as a vendor only, service vendor. We call it as a service vendor. Now employees or permanent employees will be there. Okay, if you create a particular employee master record, that will be permanent for this particular company years together. You don't need to create again and again, because that employee is having some 30 years of service agreement. Then 30 years he will be there in the company. Then 30 years you have to use that employee a master data. Okay, this that particular master data we call it as a master data. Similarly, to whom you are selling your goods, okay, you keep on selling your goods to a particular customer only. Customer means your dealer, distributor, or stockist. We call it as, in real time scenarios, we call it a dealers. Okay, prestige dealer, or this Samsung dealer, like that we call it na. Those are your customers. Those customers also we keep on selling to that customers. Then we create customers also as a master data. Similarly, we have assets. Whatever the company is having assets, that company how long it exists, those many years these assets also exist. That is the reason we create all assets of the company as a master data. Okay, are you asking what is master data? This is the master data description. The second one is transaction data. Transaction data is nothing but whatever you do in your company, whatever the day-to-day transactions. Suppose you purchase some 1,000 rupees material, that is one transaction. That transaction you have to put into your system as a transaction. Now you have paid some 1,000 rupees advance to employee. That is one transaction. That transaction you have to record in your system. That is the transaction data. These are the different transactions day to day the business is going to perform on day to day activities. That is nothing but your transaction data. The cutover data is nothing but when you are implementing this project. Suppose the company is some 30 years old company, now they are implementing SAP. Last 30 years whatever the transaction data is there, that transaction data we are going to implement in the new ERP or new SAP with this cutover data. Last 30 years data, summary data we take from the business and we put in our system, so that this data also will be useful for the business to take decisions. Decisions means what type of decisions they can take. Suppose last year or 2020 year, what how much sales happened for a particular product, if they want to know, then last 30 years data if you implement in your system, then only system is going to provide. If you don't implement this cutover data of previous 30 years, then system will not provide. Am I correct? That is how this cutover data of previous year's data, summary data, we are going to upload into the system. These are the three types of data we are going to deal in the implementation project. Okay. Now, what about other things? Within this FICO module, we have call it as a submodules. Submodule is nothing but detailed information for each area of transactions. Okay, what we call it as the submodules are nothing but GL. GL means general ledger, whatever I have told, general ledger. AP means accounts payable, that is vendors and suppliers. AR means customers, accounts receivables. AA means assets, this is fixed assets. And banking, treasury, controlling, these are the other submodules. Banking is coming under your GL only. Okay, banking and treasury comes under GL. Okay, and controlling is altogether a different subject. What controlling is going to give, as I told initially, this controlling is one is FI is external reporting purpose. there are, if you implement or if you establish a company in a country, there is two types of reporting will be there for that country. What type of reporting? One is external reporting. That means this company is going to give the company business details to the particular country government. Okay, in India we call it as a company law, company secretaries. Okay, you might have heard about the companies law board and all this. Now if you establish a company in India, then that company owner has to submit the company returns means yearly returns to the government of India. That is external reporting. Okay, FI finance module is going to give this external reporting. And there is a concept called another concept called is internal reporting. Within the company, if the company is small, then the managing director will take care of all the entire operations means this material management, finance, sales and distribution, plant and machinery, production module, and plant maintenance module, production module, HR module. All these things, management or managing director is going to take care of that. But if the company is very large, suppose Reliance Industries is there. Reliance Industries is having almost 3 lakh people in their company. 3 lakh people are working in Reliance Industries Limited. Then one managing director cannot manage a 3 lakh people, what they are doing and all these things. For internal control, they have a separate department called internal control department. That control department is going to control internally within the company, and they are going to report management based on to have that internal reporting. This controlling is going to give that type of information within the FICO module. Okay, this controlling is nothing but that this is internal reporting purpose it is going to work. Okay, how this controlling is going to work means, suppose if you manufacture so, what you call yeah, electronic cycle, suppose. Okay, if you are manufacturing, you have established a company. That company is going to manufacture one electrical cycle. Suppose that electrical cycle you have kept the value or rate for that particular cycle cost is 15,000 rupees. This 15,000 rupees, okay, overall how you are in which area you are spending, what, how much amount you are spending in each area. This type of economics, this type of controlling, this controlling module is going to do, so that management will take decision that if your a particular general ledger, suppose, that means whatever the expenses you are incurring, these expenses are more compared to all other module expenses. Okay, now controlling people will come to know that this particular area we are spending lot of things, lot of expenditure we are doing. We have to reduce these expenses to increase our profit. Okay, this controlling part is going to take that decision based on this information. Okay, that is how this controlling is going to work within the company. That is the reason it is a internal reporting purpose, and FI is external reporting purpose. This is how this FICO module is going to cover all these areas. Okay, now I will tell these two what is the latest version in the market, and latest mm, requirement in the market, that also I will tell. Now here, since these particular people have developed this ERP module, ERP package, this package is keep on changing based on the requirements from the clients. They have keep on updating or keep on amending their software, and they have released different versions. The first version we call it as a 4.6c. This 4.6c was released in 1970, 1998, something like that, around that period. After that, they have they have improved the software capabilities, and they have released different versions: 4.7, 4.75, 4.8, ECC6, like that. They keep on updating their package. Now they have come with this S4 HANA. This S4 HANA is completely a new package which is there in the existing market. The backend is ERP only, but now they call it as S4 HANA. Okay, this S4 HANA is going to work in your uh, direct portal. Portal means you might be seeing this way. You see here, if you open a thing, then this you call it as the particular portal, and you just open this by selecting an icon. Okay, this way you can log in and we can work. This is called portal accessibility. Okay, previous versions means this ERP initial versions or ECC versions are GUI based versions. GUI is graphical user interface. This graphical user interface looks like this. You see here, did you find the difference? Now this is the S4 HANA screen. Previously it used to use like this. Okay, this is the difference between that GUI and Fury apps and cloud. This cloud based, we call this particular portal wise, if you are accessing this, we call it as a cloud based ERP. Whereas previously we used to call as this is ECC version. Okay, now this is no more existing. We all people all are working in this cloud based version only. This cloud based version, if I open, just a moment, it is coming up. It is still under processing. Yeah, you see, these are the different transactions. Okay, this transaction, each transaction is a separate tile. We call it as a tiles. Okay, this is how this S4 HANA is going to work. Whereas previously, if I open here, it will be like this. You see here, these are the different transactions. Each transaction, each line, they have a different transactions. Now they have completely modified this type of transaction accessing, and they have directly given in the tile whatever the if you want to work on a particular tile, you click this tile, it will go to the TRP in the background. Okay, this is how it is going to work. This is the difference between this GUI and Fury difference. Okay, this is how now the present market is working on this S4 HANA cloud. Okay, this is the information what I can give, and this particular S4 HANA is going to lead the market till 2040 or 2050 also. By that time, maybe Oracle Financials, if they improve their product, then they may come up with different ERP. But till that 2040, we don't see, or 2050 also, we don't see any competitor in the world. Okay, this is the advantages of ERP. Now I come to a closure. Can you please tell your questions? If you have any questions, then I can ask. I can You can ask. I can give the response. What you have doubts or any other questions? Otherwise, I can close this.
So I just wanted to ask if we get any notes via email, or you can share any notes for us daily.
Daily notes mean we don't have any such because if you keep writing on the
Mm.
notes and other things, you will not concentrate on the concept. Okay, how
Mm.
that particular process is working, you will not concentrate. You keep on your concentration will be on the documentation only, and once you receive the documentation, you will not know, you will not understand, and when you open the system again, you will come up with questions. How I have to go here, how I have to go there, what I have to do this, like that. Okay,
Okay.
there are thousands of, not thousands, unlimited documentation is available uh, in the market. That means Google, if you search, you will have so much of documentation. You don't need to worry about the documentation, as per my knowledge. Okay, if you still stick to that notes, then it is up to you. Because what I can say is, your stick to that notes means you will not know the concepts. That is the reason I don't recommend. Whatever I am telling, you have to listen and you have to practice. How much practice you do in the system, then you will come to know and you will have a grip over that. If you
Okay,
start
yeah.
working on the notes, then I think I don't have any exact answer for that. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Any other Krishna Rao or
Sir, what are the future job opportunities in SAP Fico? Is
job
there
opportunity?
any?
That is what in the last I told, na, till 2050 or 2060. Okay, this SAP market is going to be there throughout the world. Okay, one more advantage, if you want to tell, if I want to tell, I will tell that if you learn SAP in India, Okay, suppose you go to US or you go to Canada, even the same language what we are using in India, the same language they are also going to use in Canada also. They don't need to, you don't need to go there and you don't need to learn again there in Canada. Whatever you have learned in India, the same language you can use in Canada also, and you can start working in SAP. It is entire globe, the same thing will be there. If you are creating one purchase invoice here in India, the similar way of purchase invoice will be created in Canada also. Even if you go to Australia, even Netherlands, or go to Japan, wherever you go, whatever you are doing in India, the same you are going to do there also. That is the reason you don't need to learn again. After going there, you don't need to learn. If you learn here, it will be the same across globe, and it is going to lead another 25 to 30 years from now.
Okay,
And
sir. Okay.
the advantages are whatever the capability you have, how you can attend the interviews and all. Based on this, the job opportunities will be there.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Right, then if you don't have any questions, then let us close the call. Thank you for joining this. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.